Oh man, the internet just does not stop. It does not stop. Today, we got a Nintendo Direct Mini that was a third party partner showcase, just showing off some games from, who would have guessed it, third parties. And the ravenous Nintendo fan base, being those that they are, decided that that wasn't good enough and that this warning that it would be third parties was not justification for a lack of showing a first party and all these other titles that they were entitled to get. Um, I guess to start, I would say that all these people disliking this mini direct because they didn't get something that they set their expectations way too high for is very childish, and I think it's completely unjustified to do that because they laid it out plain and simple that it was for third-party games and that it was a few updates for pre-existing things, which was Cadence of Hyrule. Yeah, I mean that's it. The disappointment that you feel really is kind of brought on by yourselves by setting your expectations way too high after they said it was a third party specific direct. Now, on the flip side of that, Nintendo has also painted themselves into a corner because it's been well over 300 days since a actual core Nintendo Direct, and the amount of news that we have gotten for the last half of 2020 in terms of Nintendo games is next to non-existent. There's been virtually no updates for a long list of Nintendo games. You know, Bayonetta 3, Metroid Prime 4, Breath of the Wild 2, of course. Where are these games at? Where is the updates on these? You know, I understand that there is a lot of restrictions that that COVID-19 has put on developers, and that is likely why we are getting so many Nintendo Direct Minis because, you know, development is very tricky right now for pretty much any developer in the industry, and so you know it's hard for them to showcase and present all these new games, you know, if they're not in a presentable, you know, place, if they're not able to be shown off like they want them to. So I understand the limitations that they have set there for them, but also you can't just go this long without giving the fan base and your consumers any amount of information. You know, this direct today felt like a response to all the people demanding for a Nintendo Direct. Essentially, it feels like, well, what can we show off? Well, we have X and X and X third-party games that are already established, released, have some kind of, you know, development already completely done or have come close to finishing, and then maybe we'll throw something in there as a surprise. And then that'll quell them for the time being until, you know, 2 months down the road and they're beating on the doors again. That's really what this feels like. It felt like something to just kind of keep us at bay and to stop making people so ravenous for news. But what it really ended up doing was the opposite of that. I think now more than ever, Nintendo has to really show what is coming for this year. You know, it doesn't have to be in a direct. You could simply just make, just say, hey, like in a tweet, like, you know, here's, a couple updates on some expected games to come out this year and yada, yada, yada. You just can't do nothing because when you do nothing, people get their expectations set way too high and then they just blatantly disregard your tweets for third-party support directs. And then that's where you get yourselves in. I don't think there's a winner in either side of this. I think both sides are kind of responsible for their own downfalls at this point. You know, for Nintendo to have this many dislikes on the direct is really fault of their own for a lack of presenting updates for a lot of highly anticipated games. I understand you can't do that for a lot of things, but you know, hey, it doesn't hurt to let people know what's coming for the rest of this year, when you don't have anything lined up for the most part. And then for the people who got their expectations set too high, again, I mean, you brought that on yourself. The tweet plainly said third-party support. I don't know what else to tell you. I did a poll on Twitter, and I know it's only 17 people and it's a small sample size, but you know how you can fix that? You can follow me on Twitter. The people that did vote seemed to think that fans' expectations were too high. It was 65% to 35%. 35% Nintendo is to blame. It was neck and neck there for a while for 50% to each. So, I think a lot of people are probably going to be into are going to agree and have the same consensus of fan expectations were way too high, but it's also slightly Nintendo's fault. At least that's where I stand on it, but I would love to know what you guys think on this. It was fan expectations way too high. Is Nintendo to blame? Is it a little bit of both? I don't know. I think it's a little bit of both more than anything. But yeah, I would love to know your thoughts in the comments down below. But as for today, I know it's been a double upload. This boy doesn't upload for 3 weeks, and then boom, you get 2 all at once. Oh, man. I'm telling you. Anyways, thank you so much for watching the video. If you liked the video, please like it. If you disliked it. Tell me why you disliked it. That way I can hope to improve my content. Share this video with a friend if you think they would enjoy it. Subscribe if you would like to see more content from me. And until next time, I will see you in the next one.